In this short video, I will show you how to disassemble the rotating control arm of a DRGEM overhead crane. We have found that on the really old units, the CF card starts to fail, causing the system intermittently not to boot up. In this video, I have already removed the unit from the X-ray machine and stripped the rear panel down. At the factory, the rotating assembly is attached to a bearing. This bearing is pressed fitted into the housing. By the time the CF card finally fails, this plastic would have gone hard and brittle. Trying to remove the bearing at this stage will crack the housing. For this reason, the CF card and the board is not offered as a spare part, since you have to replace the whole assembly once you break it. So in this video, I will show you how to remove the PC board and the rotating assembly, and our main aim is to accomplish this without destroying the unit. And without any further ado, let's get started. First, we will remove the metal screws on the potentiometer side. After this, we will remove the 4 screws that attaches the plate to the plastic. This is where our work will be continuing, so please keep a note of this. After removing these screws and the plate, you will be left with the 4 standoffs where the screws into. Between them are 2 round indent markers that you can see here. Using a 10mm drill bit, please carefully drill out this marker I've indicated here. A battery drill works beautifully. Try not to put too much force on it and go slowly for 2 reasons. One, you do not want the drill bit to bite and break the plastic. And the second one, you do not want the drill, when it breaks through, to go all the way through and damage it on the other side. The rear of the screen does have a small, thin metal plate that it bolts onto. If you do break through, this plate will prevent damage, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Once you have finished drilling the hole, you will see the metal plate underneath. What you need to do now is to rotate the screen until one of the screws line up with the hole. Then using a Phillips screwdriver, you can remove the screw. Rotate it to the next screw and remove that one. There's a total of 4 screws. Once the last one has been removed, the faceplate or the face panel will be loose and can be removed. Now we can turn the screen over. At the rear of the screen, you will find the little CPU board. On the top right corner, there is a 12-volt power supply connector. You can connect a 12-volt power source on there to check the screen on its own. On the opposite corner, you will find the CF card. If you have a working unit, you can always make a clone of the CF card and keep it for later use. If you've got a machine that intermittently doesn't boot or doesn't boot at all, you can start by replacing the CF card with a cloned one. Once a new card is inserted, you can connect 12 volt to the power plug and see if it boots up. The machine should start with the boot screen and after a couple of seconds show the initial boot up screen. Since the board is not connected to the machine, there's no communication. So this initial screen will come for a couple of seconds, show the initial values, and then go black again. This is normal, don't worry. If you get to this stage, it's working. All you need to do now is to reassemble the screen in the reverse order of what we had taken it apart. All that remains is to mesh the potentiometer as per the manual and then enter calibration mode and recalibrate the rotation end stops and indents for the screen. And just like this, you've done the impossible. I hope this little tutorial helped you when you get stuck with a panel that's got a problem. This disassembly procedure will help you for other breakdowns as well. You might have a faulty screen that needs replacement, or a power supply on the board that's not working, or a broken cable. So keep this and use it.